I don't want to sound like Logan Paul when he was on the interview going, I never realized it, but like women have it hard. I feel like that kind of realization, especially that late in life, is kind of cringe. I think he's like 30, but my point is, I was at Jack in the Box the other day. I was getting my $10 munchie meal. It was at 2 in the morning, and I'm watching this lady at the cashier. She's getting my payment. She's bringing me my food, and I'm realizing in that moment, I'm like, this woman is like a person like me. Like she has goals, aspirations, things she wants to accomplish with her life. You know what I mean? She probably doesn't want to be here at 2 in the morning working Jack in the Box, you know? I think it's very easy for people to see, especially those in entry level positions, fast food, retail, to just see them as extensions of the company that they're at, you know? Either you're just a cashier or you're just a, like, whatever positions are in retail, like clothes folder. I don't know. My point is, it's very easy for people to kind of dehumanize themselves or others based off of where they work and what positions they work. And I feel like that's such an insane thing because I know I've done it before. I've definitely like subconsciously kind of been like, okay, this guy's just he's just a cashier, whatever. And that kind of thinking is fine in the moment, but it kind of leads to you kind of only view people as in terms of their service to you and society instead of just as people, you know. I think when you give yourself that mindset of like, oh, I'm just the cashier, or you put that onto other people like, oh, you're just the cashier, whatever. I think that's such a horrible way of thinking. It's very dehumanizing. It's very like demoralizing as well because imagine imagine just holding yourself down and being like, man, I have no reputation. I have no like no plans. I'm just a cashier at McDonald's. Like my life sucks, you know? That that kind of thinking is insane to me, you know? That's it. Like I wish I would never be there. And I've definitely been in a position like that because I mean I deliver pizzas. I deliver pizzas for a living, you know? I live off tips. I make $8 an hour and I live off tips. And I feel like there are moments where I definitely hold myself down and be like, man, all I do is deliver pizzas. You know, I don't have capital, I don't have equity, I don't have any of that shit. But at the end of the day, when I clock out, do I continue being the pizza delivery guy? No. No, I I keep being me. You know, I keep being the human that I am, you know? I'm not just what I do for work. Because at the end of the day, we all do what we need to do to survive. And are you going to define someone based off what they need to do to survive? I feel this way about a lot of different jobs, especially those held by younger people like me. I want to say the age range between like 18 to 22. Like a lot of us, we don't have jobs that are viewed as important in the eyes of society, you know? I don't see a lot of 20-year-olds who are CEOs or are in higher level positions other than like manager, you know. I think the oldest person I know who's held like a general manager position was my old boss Roberto. But he was fat as fuck and I didn't like him, so that was unfortunate to bring him up. But like my point is that whenever you are like whenever you're in public and you see people who are working and they're doing their positions, try your best not to dehumanize them to just their position, you know, to just their like if you're a cashier, if you're a dishwasher, if you're a line cook, like you're never going to interact with the last two. But I mean like it's so easy to just look at these people and go, okay, give me like just fucking ring me out, man. Good god. Just do your job. I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I feel the same way about like sex workers online, like OnlyFans people. Like, I'll see comments of men going, "Oh, you sell your body for like $5 a month or $10 a month." It's like I sell my body for $8 an hour plus tips. You sell your body and your labor for however much that person makes. It's just you just don't agree with the morals of it. And I feel like we're all in the same boat of trying to not die, trying to be able to afford food, water, electricity, utilities, other utilities like bills and whatever. We're never gonna hit the amount of wealth to even be in the top 5%. You know what I mean? So I feel like we should all be less judgmental about what people do for money because we all need to survive at the end of the day. We're all just trying to get by, and however we get by is how we get by, and it shouldn't like define who you are as a person. You know, there are people out there who are definitely who definitely have jobs that are extensions of themselves, like someone who really loves gardening growing up might become a botanist and still fuck with plants all their life. That's cool. Some people get degrees in engineering and end up working at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like I literally saw that on TikTok. Some lady said she got like a bachelor's degree and she's like, "Here's my first job offer," and it's her day at McDonald's. Like there's just so much to people that aren't just their job. For me at least, I sometimes I'll be like, man, I just deliver pizzas. I have no like stake in the real world. And like if you only view me as that, sure, like whatever, but you would just be wrong because I mean like I have my cats. I don't know if you can see Dale. There's on the bed there. I got two up there. I got one more right there. Like if you only view me as a pizza delivery guy, you'll never know that I have my own life where I have cats and I love my cats and I also stream and I also do this and I also edit videos and it's like there's just so much to people other than what their job is. You know, I'll use my dad as an example. He's a banker. He banks. He does banking for all his life basically. He's like banking, um, being a waiter, two big positions he's held. And recently now he works at a bank, really good investment bank, and then also he works at a candy store. Works as a cashier at a candy store. Why the fuck is my dad working at a candy store? You may ask. I don't know. Does it for extra money? Am I gonna? Would you define my father as just a cashier who gives candy out and gives people Dubai chocolate labubus from Love Island with matcha? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. And if you go to his bank, you wouldn't like assume my dad only does banking because then that takes all the human out of him. I don't know. I had that weird epiphany in the I was high as shit. Also, that's also very relevant to the story. I was high as shit 2 in the morning getting my munchie meal, and I had a thought. That's what this video is. My point is, guys, you are more than what you do for money. You are more than your occupation. Jobs are just jobs. We do them to get by. You know, you are more than what you do for money, and don't ever beat yourself up over what you do for money, unless it's just not enough. Then you'll make more money. LOL. Thank you.